Hello, tacticians! If you've been following the Mythic journeys in their upload order, you may be expecting Vindicta now, as she's the last Imperial quest core hero. And this time you would be correct, so without further adoing, to artificially extend the length of the intro to give me more time to cram both the text cards for a duration that is pleasing to me, here come the flames! Mission 1. Defeat 5 enemies on fire hexes with Vindicta in one turn. This one may look daunting at the first glance, but it's actually really easily done in the very first Indomitus stage where you meet Scarabs, the stage 31.
The first Vindicta's Mythic Journey mission supposedly requires her to defeat 5 enemies that are on fire hexes in one turn, and that should be rather easy here in the Indomitus campaign in the normal stage 31, which coincidentally is the first stage that has Scarabs. So let's get to it. Now, I'm gonna put Vindicta here and support her with Isabella and circle around with my flyers / deep strike units. It's certainly not necessary to bring this kind of a team here, but might as well. Then the next step is gonna be making sure I get Scarabs everywhere. And ideally only Scarabs. Now, what I want to happen is Scarabs filling the map enough that Vindicta can hit 5 of them at once from her perch, and none of them should be in bushes, for which this map is okay. There. The death marks, being range 3, could get in the way, which would be rather inconvenient. And also I am getting slightly annoyed by the Scarabs making their way on the hex that Dante vacated, so I'm gonna clap those there. Now everybody is in a position to be healed by Izzy, and I'm just gonna pass turns until Vindicta can hit 5 Scarabs with her attacks. So to make this less annoying, I'm gonna skip to that point. Alrighty, a minute or two of passing turns later, this stack of Scarabs is completely surrounded on all sides, meaning it has 4 neighbors. These guys are on a bridge, which, while being next to that stack of Scarabs, isn't adjacent, but that doesn't matter. Vindicta's active now will set all of the adjacent Scarabs on fire, while bringing them down to finishable with Vindicta's normal attack, which follows immediately and gets the mission completed. Lovely. So now I just need to clear the stage and the mission will be done. Yeah. Scarabs, am I right? I love how the BBs never seem to go anywhere where they could, pull off some combos. Goodbye, Bellator. Let's not do that again. There, get back, Bellator. You die. You die next turn to the fire. And the BB solves that. Lovely. So that, in theory, should be the first Vindicta's mission done. Moving on.
Mission 2. Deal 20,000 damage with Vindicta in one turn. Now we are moving into the slightly tricky territory. Usually I recommend doing the damage in one turn missions in raids or in the arena because campaign stages tend not to have big enough HP pools. But when I was working through the theoretical on Titus, I found one exception that may work for Vindicta as well.
The second Mythic Journey mission for Vindicta supposedly is to deal 20,000 damage with her in one turn, which mathematically is possible here in Elite Mirror Fall of Cadia 39 with 12 Bloodletters at 1700 HP each, but I wasn't able to find a way to line them up so that Vindicta would kill all of them in one turn with her 2 puffs. So then I realized that friendly fucking fire counts, so I'm gonna do something wicked. I'm gonna start by putting Dante and Bellator on these 2 hexes to prevent the Bloodletters from taking the fires, to conserve their HP. Then I'm going to dip and position like this, which I think will give me slightly better angles on the Bloodletters. There. And now the fun is gonna begin. So I'm gonna start by using Vindicta's active here to kill 5 Bloodletters and deal some minor damage to Izzy. And then I'm gonna put Carrion here on the wires and Izzy here on low ground versus this hex from which Vindicta with roughly 90% chance of critting due to her act of faith is gonna do this. There. And looks like Izzy donated a little over extra 8000 HP. So with that I think the mission should be done. At least in theory if I were on the mission. And I'm gonna move on!
Mission 3. Overkill 100 enemies with Vindicta. Another super fun grotty side mission. Pick a Mirror Octarius stage appropriate to your Vindicta's development, maybe buffer with Thaddeus, and roast them. I went with Elite Stage 7 because it's convenient for Vindicta's kit and I needed those upgrades anyway.
The third Vindicta's Mythic Journey mission supposedly requires her to overkill 100 enemies, and as you probably know by now, I love to do these missions as grotty sides. So this is Elite Mirror Octarius 7, and I'm gonna go and kill me some grots. Now, I like to start by taking out the ranged orcs, because they just get in the way. Meanwhile, I'm already gonna position Vindicta up on the perch, so that she can get to work ASAP. Now, it should be fine. I also brought Thaddeus to make sure Vindicta does have sufficient damage, but I don't think it wouldn't be a problem, because the grots here have something like 600 HP, at least the summoned ones, and my Vindicta Diamond 1 would be dealing, well, at least 2000 damage to them, I believe. Yeah, 2 hits, 1500 damage, plus high ground is basically the 3 hits, 2k, yeah, would have been enough. Even through the Grotz's diminutive trait. Okay, that's all the ranged orcs destroyed. Now I'm gonna reset Izzy's Act of Faith by killing that grot, and she crit, so she has no stacks now and is dutifully counting the kills. There, positioning like this will let me bait some grots into the little corner, and that means whatever is hitting Nicodemus will produce a reservoir of grots. Now I just need to wait until they get sufficient in numbers to start coming up onto Thaddeus and kill anything that comes with Vindicta. Now, I really shouldn't kill anything that's closer to Nicodemus than here because of battle fatigues. So if I were to kill or attack the grot on the wires, then Vindicta will splash this one, which may scare the grots next to Nicodemus, which may screw up the positioning. So I'm not gonna do that. And well, now I just need to be killing grots like this until Isabella's Act of Faith shows a plus 1000% crit chance, which is when Vindicta will have killed 100 of them. I'm not gonna be here this long. You understand the concept, so I'm just gonna clear the stage now and call it a day. There. Rest in pieces, Grot. Okay, so hope you got that. I got my upgrade and I'm moving on.
Mission 4. Score 30 hits with Vindicta in one turn. Functionally exactly the same as Mission 1, so I didn't record it separately. If you need a refresher, go watch Practical 1 again. And I'm moving on. Mission 5. Deal 200,000 damage with Vindicta. Functionally exactly the same as Mission 3, so I didn't record this one separately either. For a refresher, go watch Practical 3, and I'm moving on.
And that's how, one beautiful day, I will get my Vindicta to Mythic. Now, Vindicta may not be the most raid meta hero, but she definitely is one of the better ones. She's great in LREs in the all physical stages, or tracks, or whatever. She's also good in most quests she can enter. And, well, raid wise, she's pretty much only useful against the Winged Prime because she triggers the flame slash blast thingy, I think. Maybe she could be useful against Sibyl, where you need to kill as many guardsmen as you can. Potentially also against Corodius with all the Poxwalkers and their respective lieutenant damage traits. Interesting. Well, no matter. I think not much else needs to be said about Vindicta. So with that, the video is over. I would like to thank you for watching and do hope you were, if not entertained, then at least informed. And I hope to see you again soon. Kaurin, out.